What is up, Earthnoids and Spacenoids? I am just a simple Newtype, and in this episode we are returning to the manga Advance of Zeta. Last time Audrey piloted the Hazel Custom and saved Carl. The bigwig was destroyed, and we were introduced to Gabriel Zola and the Zeon Remnants. This time Zola's team loses a pilot by the hands of the Titans test team. Elliot gets to pilot a Gundam for the first time, and Carl does a drop mission to Earth. So let's get into this. The AOZ is docking with Kompe Island. They're receiving intel on the two new machines used by the Zeon Remnants. One looks like a Dom and the other a Gelgoog. The Black Otters don't really understand the design philosophy of the Zeon-inspired mobile suits. Carl says, cool, me and Elliot have to go do some things away from you, Audrey. He's being very suspicious. Audrey is collecting as much data as possible, but Hendrik reminds her she is a pilot and needs rest. It turns out Elliot and Carl are painting the mobile suits with their new logo. Audrey doesn't like it because it has a rabbit, and she hates rabbits. Carl says this is their lucky bunny that will protect them. Elliot is summoned by the commander. Pete tells Carl they're getting a new machine. Wes tells Elliot that he will be piloting Hazel with the Tri-Booster Pack. Elliot will be piloting a Gundam, even though it represents a beacon of hope for the Federation. Wes reminds him that on the opposite end, Zeon views the Gundam as a symbol of hate and is a target for attacks. He tells him not to get too overconfident and tells him it is a one-way ticket to the grave. Carl tells Audrey a story about two rabbits born of equal everything. A deity comes and offers only one of them a feast. Which rabbit gets it? This is Carl being jealous that Elliot is a Gundam pilot. But that talk with Wes and Elliot wasn't for nothing. Carl seems to be too overconfident in his skills. He tells Audrey he will tell the rest of the story another time. Hendrik says that these kids need to hear this for now. He says they just need to keep their composure. The team launches with Elliot in the new Hazel 2. However, it doesn't have the Gundam head yet. Remember, Hazel is just a Jim Quail with a Gundam head. They scat out the debris field left in the wake of Operation Chimbalo during the one-year war. The team spots something on the radar and Carl is instantly attacked. He needs to turn off his engines and send out a distress signal. Carl in the Hyzak doesn't pull back, however. Also, I never mentioned this, but Carl's Hyzak is indeed Rosette. They confirm it is the weird Dom and Gelgoog they fought previously. Of course, these are the Stutzers. They used the debris as cover. Earlier, the team was trying to guess the Zeon Remnants' wired weapons that seem to be equipped with their mobile suits. This weapon is the winch unit, and they use it to trap Wes in the Hazel Custom. They shock the Hazel. Wes tells his comrades to pull back so they can pass on the data collected. But Elliot disobeys and says that he refuses to leave his commander behind. Captain Otto Peterson grants Audrey permission to launch in the spare Hazel Custom, and they equip it with the new Tri-Booster unit. Audrey wants to help Hendrik and Pete with the software so she could get out there faster, but Hendrik shuts it down. Yes, you could learn. Hendrik will even teach her, but they are combat ready, and she is a pilot. She needs to be in a pilot suit on standby in the cockpit. Teamwork in the military means putting your life in the hands of others. Wes continuously yells at them and tells them to pull back. Carl is trying to get a shot from afar. We flash back to the Battle of Abaoku, UC-0079. Wes Murphy is in a gym trying to contact his team, but he is alone. Wes has resigned himself to death. A Gelgoog shoots at him, but he is saved by the RX-78 Gundam. It is Amado Ray. Back in the present, Wes's mobile suit is nothing more than a torso, and he is not responding. Elliot has the exact same experience that Wes had during the Battle of Abaoku. He feels like this is the end and he is going to die, but then he is saved by Audrey. Elliot throws Carl an E-Pack. Audrey's appearance causes the Zeon Remnants to pull back. The boys' mobile suits are all wrecked. Hendrik has to figure out a way to get these Hazels up and running swiftly, as Zeon Remnants will be back. Wes wonders why Elliot explicitly disobeyed orders. He didn't want to leave his commander behind. Wes officially reprimands the two, but says that he will forever be in their debt for saving his life. We see the signing of the Granada Treaty and one Zeon soldier wandering aimlessly. Back on the Zanzibar, the Zeon Remnants are celebrating. Zola is uptight and paranoid about not being vigilant. A Kazakh Larson tells him you have to enjoy life every once in a while, or else what's the point? Zola comes around and loosens up. The Zeon boys talk about almost taking down the Gundam. They tease one man for getting the Dom Stutzer's leg shot off. This seems to be the man wandering aimlessly earlier. He finds Zola and apologizes to him for not holding his own on the battlefield. After Zola left Solomon, he never returned to Side 3, but this young soldier was there. He said that when they became a republic once again, everything looked fine on the surface. However, it was all fake and heavily controlled by the Federation. We saw this also in Shar's deleted affair. Even their museums were selling a false narrative. He says that the soul has been sucked out of Side 3. Being here means both the Federation and the Zeon Republic will be after him, but he affirms that his place is with the Principality, not the Republic. Zola seems conflicted. The Titans test team are running training exercises. Wes is now piloting the Kehaar space type. He tells Elliot to control the tri-boosters, or they will control him. Carl is amazed how fast the commander can adapt. Audrey also thought that the Kehaar would leave the pilot vulnerable when transforming, but it was fast, leaving barely any vulnerabilities. Elliot is falling behind, he feels, but Pete tells him that it isn't a race. They are a test team. Everything happens for a reason. It's very slow and methodical. Back at the Zanzibar, this will be their last upgrade, as sympathizers are constantly stopped by the Titans before they can make it to them. Zola still thinks that Axis is their lifeline, but they are barely able to survive on their own much longer. Their Zakus have been a testament of amazing Zeon engineering, however. The man finally admits to Zola that he does indeed want to go back to Side 3, where he belongs. I don't believe the manga mentions his name, but this man is named Shorter, the Zaku Stutzer pilot. The manga vastly expands his backstory. Take a guess why? The Aswan gets a red alert outside of Kompe Island. They head out and intercept the Zeon remnants. Zola says, "Alright team, just remember, stay calm and—" What the hell is that? The Kehaar instantly dominates on the battlefield. Most of Zeon are on the defensive, all but Shorter. His pride gets the better of him and he rushes towards Elliard. The Zaku's Heat Hawk misses Elliard's cockpit, but hits his shoulder. Elliard instantly shoots his rifle, killing Shorter. In the novel, it takes a few shots, but in the manga, first try. After Shorter explodes, Kazakh rushes in out of anger, but his Gelgoog is taken out. Zola and Wes introduce each other before retreating. This is the first time that Elliard felt the true weight of what it means to be a Gundam pilot. He tells Wes that he finally understands now. Wes tells him the story of the one time he saw the RX-78 during the Battle of Abaoku. That moment inspired him and is designed to inspire the youth like Elliard. He tells him that he could push through this. Hendrik doesn't think that Elliard should be piloting the Gundam, but Wes is letting him stick it out. He is trying to live up to Cody, which happens to be his old commander. What happened to you, Cody? After that, the extra Hazel officially went by the name Hazel 2. The Titans test team is running training exercises. Wes is able to get a kill on Elliard and Carl. Elliard has been defeated 5 times in a row and he is getting good at writing incident reports. Carl is checking out the new Hazel custom that just got fixed up. It is updated with all the Titans test team data up to this point. Elliard comes in to check it out as well. He is starting to find his groove, Wes thinks. But Carl's skills and his mobile suit aren't syncing up since the gym sniper loadout. Hendrix thinks the TR-4 will suit him. Carl and Elliard look at the panoramic monitor. Carl thinks it's too much noise and doesn't let you focus on one point. Meanwhile, Audrey is reading tabloids on the internet claiming that the Colony 30 incident is a complete fabrication made up by the Titans. At this time, they don't buy into this fake news. UC 0085, Africa, Khartoum base. Elliard ends up testing the Kehaar, the atmospheric variant of the Kehaar space type. They are running behind schedule. While earthbound, they have to work under command of Base Commander Bernard, who is messing with the Titans test team. Elliard notes that the ground forces are slacking. Guys, we got another Spacenoid. Let's all watch him get wrecked by gravity. They inform Elliard that the TR-4 will be dropping down from orbit. He heads to the location, but he is going off course according to Bernard. He adjusts his course by 3 degrees. That is when Zeon remnants come in and attack. Khartoum base doesn't provide any units to help the Titans test team. Elliard's calibration is all off with the TR-3. He hears a voice in his ear. It is Carl. He tells him help is on his way. Carl is piloting the TR-4 Dandelion. It drops down in mobile armor form. Earlier in space, Carl is doing pre-flight checks. He begins his drop. On Earth, Elliard is being overwhelmed when the Dandelion moves in. Carl crushes one Dodai and the rest flee. Their mission is a success, and they collected all the data they needed. It should also be mentioned that Carl is the second person in Universal Century to do a solo drop mission after Amado. By the time we get to Zeta, everyone will have a balut system. Suddenly, 2 units rush towards Khartoum base and the 2 chase. Carl says to Elliard, "You are about to witness greatness." And that will do it for this episode. The manga shows us that Shorter truly did want to return to Side 3, but that will never happen for him. Even if he didn't die, The Principality never returned. The Titans test team at this point is still fully on board with the Titans' actions. As a test team, they haven't really seen the cruel side of what that truly is. Also, if you read manga a lot, you know that when they're doing a flashback, the border of the comic frames are black, which signifies a flashback. But this manga didn't do it. What's that about? Next time we will see the Dandelion mobile suit form in action. They return to space. And we will meet Maxim Gunner, a pilot that once fought alongside Murphy during the Delaz conflict. But that will do it for now, Newtypes. Remember, don't listen to the fake news. Peace.